Episode 11, empty space in between. Podcast, how are we, Belly?
So what are we doing today then, Samuel?
Right, we're taking a bit of a diversion from the research talk. We thought, you know what, we need to dispense a little bit more info about ourselves, man. But in the form of how we ended up with PhDs as two people who flopped their A-levels, who basically flunked them, messed them up. You wouldn't be proud of the results we got. So we want to give you a step-by-step guide on how do you go from, in other words, fucking up your A-levels to getting a PhD. Scholarship awarded to you.
I love how you changed that. Like, yep, we've got PhDs, and you're like, oh no, we don't. We got PhD scholarships.
We don't have. We haven't got the title yet. Episode 11, empty space in between. Podcast, how are we, Belly?
That was a very Jeremy Clarkson style intro.
The fastest car
in the world.
As I've got the deep voice to do that. The Porsche 911. It's the fastest car in the world.
I love it. You're in the wrong job. I'll get into voice it.
Jeremy Clarkson's a blade, though.
Do you not like him?
I like his car episodes, but his car programs, but
you know what's Clarkson's farm?
Yeah, but like he does me head on Twitter. Like he likes to just shout about shit, man, all the time.
Yeah, but isn't that what Twitter's for? Isn't that what everyone does on Twitter?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just something about him on Twitter's annoying. He's a bit like Piers Morgan in that aspect.
Oh no, he is. Now he is a grade A.
Do you know what I mean? No, he's
Hamlet.
like. There's a few characters on Twitter that are like, and like for every half decent point they make 10 woeful things, and sometimes I just feel like you're just shouting to be heard.
But I think this is
saying something.
Isn't that just like the strategy nowadays, where if you like people start off saying like half sensible things, like I can't think of any off the top of my head. I don't know, like you should drive at 30 in a 30-mile-an-hour zone, and then they'll come out with something like wildly casually racist, and then they're like
driving,
and then everyone will go, but he made a great point about driving.
Right, yeah. Has anyone heard about the speed limit point?
Yeah,
no, that's true.
And that is essentially the modern social media, the claims of fame.
But literally going to use what we just said now. His farm program is decent.
His farming program.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It is decent.
Watching him.
He's got that like little chubby lad with him.
Caleb.
Yeah. And he starts getting like angry with Jeremy all the time, doesn't he? Like
because he's shit.
Yeah, he's got like at the start, like he just done what he's told, but now he's getting like, fuck this, I'm not fucking taking shit.
And he buys a fucking Lamborghini tractor because it's Lamborghini and it's far too big. Anyway, how have you been?
Not bad, lads. I've how long's it? Oh, it's only been a week, hasn't it? I went glamping on the weekend.
So you did, I remember you saying.
With
How was
that? And so it was sound, but as we pulled in to glamping, so when you go glamping, there's like these little pods. Have you been?
I've never been, lad.
So it's like a campsite.
I am not built for the glamping.
It's like a campsite, and like glamping is like fancy camping, obviously. And when you get there, there's people camping as well in tents, but then like you'll pull off to like a posh bit, and there'll be like little cubicles, and you get like a jacuzzi and a little bed and a pod, and it's like romantic and that, and usually adults only and shit like that. So I went with my girlfriend, and we got there, all was sweet and that. And as we pulled into our pod, lads, I just seen from our like little doorway where our jacuzzi was just splashing. And I went to my girlfriend, "What the fuck's going on in there?" And I was like, and then like I seen some little like chubby kid just pop his head round the wall, and then like go back straight away. And I was like, "The fucking kids in our jacuzzi." And then I was like, "The fuck?" And I was like, "Bell, get the front desk now." So I rang the front desk. I was like, "Excuse me, just got to me pod and there's kids in me jacuzzi. Oh, you must be in the wrong bit of the camp." I went, "Nah, I'm not. You know, I'm in the superior pods bit. There's kids in the fucking jacuzzi." "Oh no." I went, "No, please listen to me. Stop saying I'm in the wrong area. There's kids in the jacuzzi." I went, "They're not meant to be there, obviously." And then literally as I'm on the phone, these like 3 kids just bombing in swim shorts up the path, lads, in flip-flops, just like running. And I went, "They've literally just bombed it past me now. Stop them. I went, "I'm not stopping them. They're not my kids." I went, fucking leave them to it.
Imagine that news story.
And then they come round to like a little golf cart. I went like, you know, what did they look like? What did they look like? And I went, you know, listen, I haven't like fucking wrote down a fucking criminal sketch of these kids. I went, they're just kids in me jacuzzi. You know what I mean? Like, and then they went, listen, you can't get in because like there's all health and safety shit around jacuzzi water. Like, you know, you can't share it with like, loads of people.
Yeah, if you get.
That's
like,
it, lad.
if there was like, if you were 12 years old and you and your mates are stuck in a hot tub, do you really think you're taking the risk and getting out going the bog?
Oh, lad, you're pissing,
You're
lads.
pissing in jacuzzi,
You've
aren't
got drinks in it, lad. They probably had dairy milk and fucking coke in it, lads, and all sorts.
Had all sorts of bacteria.
Yeah, lads, probably haven't had a wash in a week. And then, lad, they were like, listen, we're going to have to drain it all and put the water back in. It'll take an hour. So, lad, I'm sitting there awkwardly by the jacuzzi that we've paid for, lad, and while these work fellas come and drain the jacuzzi, so it was awkward as fuck, man.
Sounds like you had a hellish fucking nice
It was
stay.
a hellish first hour, but on the jacuzzi was too hot. I actually realised when I was there, I don't like jacuzzis.
You know what? I think I fall in your camp because then jacuzzi, especially when you have the bubbles. When you turn the bubbles off, it's just a fucking
Just a hot
small bath
bath of piss, lad, yeah. Well,
that,
lad, I
you've
got
sat in
lad.
for hours.
I got in firstly, there was a sign, no alcohol in the jacuzzi.
Well, no
Like,
one's
what's the
following
point in
that.
sitting in it then? You got to get out for a drink, fuck that.
Yeah,
Out
so I'm
for a
gonna
sip.
get soaking, then I'm gonna get out, freeze my nipples off, and have
Risk
a
a
bevy.
slip.
Yeah, and then get back in.
Yeah, but anyway, I was drinking in it, and
Who doesn't?
but lad, you just get hot, and then like my face goes all red and that, and then like I was just thinking, I'm proper uncomfortable in this fucking bath, man. That's what it's like, a bath.
Because that's the thing, yeah. And then you realise the bubbles are too loud.
You
So you're
can't
trying to have a
hear each other.
conversation. So you're like, what? You got bubbles splashing in your face and
Yeah.
that. It's like, you know
And
what?
then adding onto it, like you'll change the jet to like the other option, and then the jets will be up your fucking arse and in your back and that, and you'll be like turn the other ones back on, and then they're going into the other person like, well, these are behind me, and you're like, no one wants the jets on the back, man. You know what I mean?
No.
You want to be next to them.
It seems like an awfully long hassle, man. To just
But yeah, it wasn't bad, like, but
yeah, you sounded like you didn't enjoy it, mate.
the best bit was on the way home. The next day we got a Mackey's brekkie. There's a new Mac muffin.
I think I've seen it. Is it like a?
Sorry. The
What is it,
mighty
like-
Mac muffin.
I think I've seen it.
Lad, it's heavy. It's bacon, egg, sausage, hash brown. It's basically they've just whacked everything on some Mac
Well, basically,
muffin now.
is that just what they used to do with the bagel when the bagel was like the best thing? they
Yeah,
ever
if you
sold?
used to do like a breakfast bagel, whatever, not it's that and a muffin. Now,
I used to get 2 of them on the way home when I at like 5 a.m. when I was blooded.
When you're
After the
blooded,
day
you get a
out.
few
so
of
I
them.
used to stay out till Mackey's brekkie, get 2. I'd eat 1 on the way home, and I'd put 1 in the microwave.
for the next
Not
day.
even cooking. I don't know why I didn't put it in the fridge.
Lads, I do that, lads.
I put it in the microwave.
That's a good
and I'd have it
tactic.
when I woke up.
Because the microwave, like, it's concealed, but the fridge, lad, I think can like dry shit out and that because it's
Yeah.
cold.
Unless you got pizza, I love cold pizza out the fridge the next day.
I've never done that, lad.
Changes the game.
Yeah, I mean, I've had hot pizza when I've been drunk, but I've always just binned it, lad.
That's such a waste.
I think, I don't know. I mean, if it's a good standard of pizza, the next day it is decent, but like, sorry, I'm coughing loads when I drink, but the next day, lad, like, you know, it's those like cheap margaritas that you get from like a takeout.
Yeah.
And like, literally, if you don't eat it within the first hour,
It all congeals.
it's congealed and horrible, lad.
Yeah. Look at this. Water
Sorry,
break.
just hydrating everyone.
Your mic etiquette is absolutely terrible.
I fucking run this show, man. I don't give a fuck.
These people listening to you bang the mic around.
Bang bang.
I shot you down. Bang bang.
That's you.
That was a cracker back in the day.
Anyway, what did you do in the last few days?
This weekend it was the King's Cosser, so I watched absolutely fucking none of that.
Oh, lads.
That I'd rather.
Thought you were a big fan of the King.
Mate, I'd rather stick hot pins in my eyes than watch that.
I
So
thought,
that was
I thought
fun.
you'd have been cheating it on from your little Runcorn abode, man. Nah.
Couldn't think of anything worse.
You're a liar,
mate.
lad. You said you loved the King.
Don't you start. I will fight you on podcast.
Lad, I've seen
I
your
will
ma,
fight
lad.
you.
You know what your ma does? She drives around Liverpool with those little, like, England flags in there. You know, like, when there's, like...
And they stick them in the window.
You know, when
the
like,
back
Liverpool in
window.
the Champions League final, there's, like, Liverpool
Yeah.
flags. Your ma does the same with uni.
How batty you me. So yeah, so what did I do Friday? Can't remember. Saturday, I was in Llandudno.
Ah, it's decent.
In
lad,
North
but
Wales.
Yeah, what you do there?
Just had a fucking wander around, lad. It was quite nice, just up and down the pier.
Boss, land, to go
In
up
the
to Great
arcade
Hall.
on the 2p pushes.
Do you go up to Great Hall?
No, I couldn't be asked.
Nah, fucking lazy bastard.
I know, lad.
Decent. They can get a train up.
Have you seen how much that chain is? That tram is now. It's fucking £10 each.
Oh,
It's
right.
£20 return. £20 return on the
That
Great
is
Orme. That's
expensive.
outrageous. But yes, so there's a whiskey distillery there now. Penderyn. Lovely. So me and me missus went. But the tour early doors, no one else on the tour, so it was just me and her. Private tour.
Oh, it was a
around
little
there.
tour, yeah.
Private tour around the distillery. Lovely place.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff they do.
Are
is
you
class as
on to in Landud, not like the pool on the front? There's like a swimming pool.
well. Oh, is he?
Yeah, lad. It's only full a few months in the year of the winter they drain it.
Yeah. When the rain has willed it up.
Yeah,
The rain has filled
when
it
the
up.
rain's fucking going mad. But yeah, Landud, no, lad. A couple of years ago, I took my bike to Conway Bay.
Oh yeah,
which is
yeah,
like
yeah.
The next town over, and then drove literally or right along the front into Landudno, and then drove my bike up the Great Orme, lads. The first half an hour going up it, it's fine. Once you get near the
Well,
top,
it
on
goes
the
like
pedal,
that, doesn't
lads,
it?
Lads, I've got it in the lowest gear going, and I was proper lads, and you're getting nowhere.
Because the woman was telling me at the Great Orme, so you know the sort of woman took us around on the tour.
Yeah,
All the water he gets from the Great Orme.
yeah.
So on, you know, like there's
There's a spring in it then.
well,
Yeah.
you know, there's like a road that goes around the outside. So you got like
That's
the
where I went
building
up
at
on
the
the
top,
bike, lads, yeah.
and you got the road that goes all the way around
Yeah,
the outside. There's a
that's
B&B, isn't there?
Yeah,
Facing
yeah.
out. So underneath that B&B, because that used to be a lighthouse. So underneath that's like a natural reservoir.
Yeah,
So the people
fucking
who
hell.
own the B&B, 2 times a week, fill up plastic containers and drive it down to them.
Shut up, yeah.
So there's no pipes in anything. It's proper old school.
So
like.
it's proper like what? Do they must filter it when they get it? Like they must do something
Well,
to
it's
it.
its own natural spring water. It's all
So it's clean.
yeah.
Oh my god.
It's clean as fuck.
Wow.
How good's that?
Are they getting paid like?
I imagine so.
I would not be filling bottles.
Bringing them down.
And tracking them all the way
I'd
down
get
the
paid in
Great
whiskey,
Orme.
me.
I'd be saying, listen, I'll do it for you, but I'm tracking all that water down for nothing so you can run a distillery.
Right, so we'll
Sounds
move.
nice though, lads. I like
Oh, it was
Landud,
good.
man.
It was a good day.
I
But
like
we'll move
Landud,
on.
man.
Before we move on to what we're talking about today, we have some guest news.
We do.
So next week we will have on the illustrious. That's not how you pronounce that word, is it?
Say it.
Illustrious.
That's it.
Illustrious Dr. Ian Jarman, the head of data science for Liverpool John Moores University.
There we go.
He's been, I don't know how long he's been there for.
Jamo's been going a while.
He's been there a long time. Again, he taught us on the way up, so we've asked him. He's kindly agreed to come on. So he will be our next episode 12. Will be in conversation with Dr. Ian Jarman, and he's got some interesting stories to tell from some of the projects he's worked on. So that'll be a good conversation.
Yeah, he's done. Yeah, we've had loads of convos already in the past from him on some of the stuff he's done, but that'll be the head of maths and now the head of data science coming on.
And then the week after that, Sam, we don't stop there, do we?
We don't stop there.
We don't stop
you
there.
Tell them, Bella.
So we
I'll take a rest while you tell them.
another podcast in the kind of PhD space, Stupid Genius.
Yeah.
They got in touch with us after seeing one of our clips, and they were like, "We like your stuff." Don't know why, but they said it.
Yeah.
And they asked if you want to do a collab. So the episode 13 will be
12 Jamo episode, yeah. Man.
yeah. Then we'll be in conversation with the lovely ladies over at Stupid Genius.
Yeah.
Yep, so we'll have them on. So we're going to basically be talking about their research, how they got into research, their story into a PhD, and what they're up to. And basically, just like, as we said, we want to use the podcast to push research. And
Why they started their podcast as well.
And yeah, so we're going to cover all those things. And then episode 14, we should.
Should we spill that one or should
No,
we
we'll
wait?
leave that
Yeah.
because it needs. We're just on the edge getting it confirmed, but
Yeah.
that's going to be another good one. Hopefully, another guest in there. So we've got it all coming to you. So if you really want to, get notified when these come, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, the notification bell, so you're notified. Follow us on the socials and that, and then we can keep you updated when all these are coming out. Fucking hell, that was a proper little
You were you
upseller there.
You know where you should work, lad?
Go on.
At an airport.
What?
on the what's it called?
Ryanair
You're great
flight
at dispensing info, man.
FR345 to Alicante will be leaving in 5 minutes' time.
But not in that voice. I reckon you should go like, listen, if you're on that Alicante flight, it's going in like 8 minutes.
Hey, listen to him, he's.
You're not Scouse, though. It'd be Michael Bisbane voice, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Oh, hey, anyone over there, right? If you're not at this gate in 5 minutes, you're getting fucked off.
If you're going to Benidorm for a few nights,
Right.
you're about to fuck up your whole holiday.
Right, let's not make anyone any more sick. So, what we're doing today? So, what we're doing today then, Samuel?
Right, we're taking a bit of a diversion from the research talk and the recent weeks of going through what's in the news in research. We've just done agony ants. And we thought, when we started this podcast, we gave a little insight, didn't we, into ourselves, into our backgrounds. That was episode 1, but that's like, 10, 12 weeks ago
That was
now?
episode 0, we did that.
Episode 0, so we thought, you know what, we need to dispense a little bit more info about ourselves, man. But in the form of how we ended up with PhDs as two people who flopped their A-levels, who basically flunked them, messed them up. You wouldn't be proud of the results we got. So we want to give you a step-by-step guide on how do you go from, in other words, fucking up your A-levels to getting a PhD scholarship awarded to you.
I love how you changed that. Like, yep, we've got PhDs, and you're like, oh no, we don't. We got PhD scholarships.
We don't have. We haven't got the title yet.
No.
But yeah, we want to go across belly, don't you? How we got into doing a PhD, but also how did we mess up so bad at A level, but still end up doing one?
Because I think this is quite a decent one as well. Because like, me and you are both first gen students, so first in our family to decide to go uni, like, without getting a degree through like a job and that.
Yeah.
So like for me personally, I didn't have a Scooby-Doo about like what to do next. It was just I just kind of on the fly. Even still to this day at my PhD, still haven't really got a clue in terms of like the process. So everyone's like, yeah, when you finish PhD, you do a postdoc, right? What's that look like? Or you can get a fellowship. All right, what the fuck's one of them?
I was the same, lad.
So there's all this type. So we thought we'd give kind of our journey, because even if it just helps one person, just clear up a bit of like what to do when things don't go your way.
To do when you fail, man. I mean, in our eyes, although we never hypothetically failed,
we technically never failed.
It was
we did
pretty much failing. You know what
from
I mean?
your own personal kind of.
That's what I mean.
Perspective, we did, yeah.
I think from everyone's perspective, it'll be classed as failing.
Yeah. Not many people were happy with me.
No, exactly. So let's start with you, Belly, and let's go. We did a little interview here for a minute. Let's go back to like early Belfield. We obviously brushed across it back on episode 0. But what was you like at school? Mainly, secondary school, primary school. What did you think you wanted to do?
Oh, lad, that was a big gimpy.
And why did you sort of get to the A levels you did? And tell us what A levels you did.
So school. So people fucking figured out very early what they're good at. People are good at sports. People are good at X, Y, and Z, right? I was just kind of, my thing is, I was just kind of like, all right at school.
There's kids with there's kids with talents that fucking scream at them. If that makes sense. Like, there's kids who get on a footy pitch and can just leather a ball, and it's straight away apparent that kid's gonna be a footy player. There's kids who get on a track and they're just rapid. And you're
just something about them.
Or they get a pencil and they draw the best. Like, their talent screams at them like, wow, I am so good at this. So you're saying you never had that?
No, I never had any of those things. But I was kind of alright at school, always did quite well. And at GCSE, like, I tried to put the effort in, but it was never really like you know what you still do when you're a kid, you're arsed about, you go out, play fussy and that.
Yeah.
So it was always kind of that thing. But I was so my aspirations, I always wanted to work and do something with, like, sounds mental, but like maths and data analytics.
You always wanted to do that? Back in secondary school, you knew
I remember leaving high school and knowing I'm going to do something in data analytics and data analysis. Didn't know what it was.
But why would you, though, at the age of 15 and 16, be thinking about data analytics? Because you don't really get that in the school, or in my school.
Well, I just think for me, lad, do you want to say what it was? I started watching, because I got interested in, like, computers and that when I was in, like, year 11. So I started watching all that Linus Tech Tips.
So that's what got you in?
So I started watching him and I was like, wow, PCs are fucking class. So then I built my own PC.
Wow, fucking PCs, mate.
I was like, whoa, these are sick.
That's
like,
sick,
this is quite... And then I learned about it just through watching that. And then basically, I just through watching stuff and, reading stuff on the internet and seeing how, like, the world was changing, I basically gambled in year 11 that by me going to do data analysis, I'm going to be putting myself forward in like the world. Like, so, you know, when like people jump in at things early.
Yeah.
I made a gamble in like year 11. I was like, right, I'm going to do everything now to try and be like go into data analytics.
Do something to do with data analytics.
Yeah, because I was
what
like,
do you mean by you're going to jump? You're going to get in there.
Like, so like,
get in the area.
Yeah, so you know, like people like will move into it later in life. I was like, right, so to do data analytics, you need like maths, coding, and stuff like that. So I was like, I'm going to focus and do
on getting those minerals
together now. These topics, and then that's how that led me into A level. So when I went to do A level, I picked maths, physics, computing, and chemistry.
So it was pretty much completely geared 100% to like science, basically.
Yeah, because basically I made the decision genuinely. This isn't even like, this sounds like bullshit, but it isn't. I knew in year 11, I was like, data analytics is going to be the way forward. Everyone's going to want data, and there's not enough people to do anything with it. So I was like, if I can do it properly, then I'm going to put myself really in like a really good stead with jobs and stuff. So I always wanted to go that. I didn't know.
Was it year 11, Belly, where before that was you a lot more like, I'm not sure, was it like 16 coming towards the end of school where you thought data analytics is for me?
And also I also kind of hedged it on what I was good at, because I enjoyed that and doing music, but I thought I'm not good enough at music for it to be anything more than just a hobby type thing. I'm good at like maths and logical thinking. I do that, I enjoy it. Good at it. So what is it a good emerging kind of market at the time? Obviously I didn't have it in this like well thought out stream of thoughts.
But it was like a loose pathway.
It was like I can see how data is becoming massive. And I just knew data, and I didn't know anything about machine learning. I kind of knew what AI was and all that. And like
loosely, very
stats.
Loosely,
I hadn't really done much stats. Didn't really do much stats at college either, really. But I just knew data analytics is going to be huge. And to do that, you need maths. And then if you're going to do maths, well, physics and chemistry are just applied maths.
And your natural ability at those topics,
it was just logic. I was just good at logic.
You probably wouldn't have, even if you wanted to do data analytics, if there was other topics like sort of calling you, like for example, if you were excelling at, I don't know, history.
If I was better at history,
you might have went
it'd have been a different kettle of fish.
Yeah. So you sort of judged it on, okay, what do I seem to be excelling at compared to other topics?
It was quite handy, as I said, that I took an interest in the area. So I when things happened, that weren't particularly like big news. You know, just when you're a kid and you probably get focused on shit. That's just what it was. So I was like, right, this is happening, this is happening. You can see people doing this, doing that. So because I was interested and I was also quite good at it, I was like, oh, and then I'd research it in my own time, because that's what I did at fucking 16.
That's mad, lad. I thought we were going to be quite similar, but because obviously I know Belly flunked his A levels, which we'll get to now. But I didn't know from that young you knew that's what you were trying to do.
Yeah, because it was one of them as well. It's like, you know this about me. I'm very much a realist / pessimist.
Yeah.
So I knew, right, I'm not going to be a millionaire.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to just plod along and have a nice job, what's the nicest of jobs that I can theoretically get into that pays quite a bit of money? Data analytics. So these were kind of all the things that went through my head at 16. Because then
mad,
we got kind of pushed to be like, because I still think it's unfair, really, that like you get forced to choose at that age. But they're the type of things I was thinking about.
Okay,
and that's why I picked it.
Yeah, as I say, that's mad, because when we get into me in a minute, that is not how I was thinking. But so what did you pick then? A level. Yeah, you just told me, but like tell us again.
Yeah.
And
so
what was the thinking?
I picked maths, physics, chemistry, computing.
Yeah.
I wanted to do further maths over chemistry, but I applied too late, so all the space were filled.
That's how fucking like sought after that was.
Yeah. So the college I went to was a centre of excellence for maths and sciences. So to do maths and science, I had to do an aptitude test before I went in.
Okay.
And if you failed it,
that's nuts, lads.
And then
that's fucking nuts.
I was the only one to get 100% on the aptitude test.
Yeah.
That year, for that whole cohort for that year.
And you have to take that test to get on any of the subjects?
Basically, it was essentially, because it's a centre of excellence, the idea is they don't want people in who are fucking... Basically, you know, when you get a bit old and you start sussing stuff out, they just didn't want stupid kids ruining the scores.
Fuck them, man.
So you had to basically prove you had like a basic knowledge of the subject.
Of the
But your boy aced it.
Okay, so you didn't do further maths. You done maths, physics,
Chemistry.
computing, and chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
So what was your favourite out of them?
Maths, because of the teacher.
Because of the teacher. We've discussed that as well, haven't we? Where
Yeah.
teachers can really change.
Physics was really good because she was a doctor in material science
Ah, okay.
from, I think it was Uni of Liverpool. Pam, her name is Dr. Pam. Oh, what's the second? Can't remember her second name.
Was that your first exposure to a doctor?
Yeah, so
An
that was the
academic
first time I'd
doctor,
ever
yeah.
met someone who performed at academia. But then, so what I was trying to say then about like college is that because it's a centre of excellence, we got pushed straight away. You've got to push for red bricks.
Yeah.
They're the only unis you can. There's any worth going to. So like all the pushing and the teaching was like, right, you've got to go for red bricks. That was kind of the whole point. So that's where that came in. So it was kind of like, right, we want you to go uni, and we need you to go these top places. Everywhere else is worthless, pointless.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the whole mantra at my uni. But yeah, to go back to the original question, maths was the best for me, just so I like the teacher.
So before we get into like your application for university then, and how you actually did in your A-levels, what if I was to meet Ryan Belfield at the age of 16, 17, 18 in those college years to get a bit of insight into why, which we're going to get to, you didn't perform so well in the end? What was your character like? Who were you at that time? Like, you know, was you revising a lot? Was you not? Was you going out a lot? Was you not? Was you? Did you think you were, you know, almost a bit cocky? Like I'm so good.
I think it was definitely a combination of things. So as I said, did well at school, didn't really revise. So I went to college and I went, well, this is just going to be same but different.
So a bit of arrogance.
Oh yeah.
Ignorance and arrogance.
Defo arrogance. Yeah. Like, yeah, I'm fucking sick.
I've done well at GCSE level. I
can just carry it through to college.
Yeah, if I keep this same sort of mantra and method.
Because I think everyone runs into that barrier. It just depends where you run into it, type thing. But anyway, so there was that. And then obviously you turn 18. So, as you say, growing up around, so we used to go out on the bevies from like 14, 15. That's just how it was.
Yeah.
So as soon as 17, 18 come round and you could get in the boozer, that was game on money.
Yeah, so you were going out a lot at college?
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah. Like every week or a couple of times a week or...
Just whenever you could get out in it.
And did that... So, because that's at them ages, it is a hard age because, as you're saying, I think there's a lot of people who get to sixth form and underperform. And I think it is at the trade-off of you're sort of exploring yourself socially, you're exploring your mates and like almost like sexual partners, and you become distracted a lot, you know what I mean? And like everything's new to you.
Yeah, so I was...
At that age,
yeah, so like at the time I was like working to pay my own money.
Yeah.
Because my mum basically said, look, you want your own money for beer.
Yeah, yeah.
You can work for your own money for beer. So I'm like, fair enough. So that's when I first got my job at Nando's. So I was working there 12...
So when you started drinking Red Stripe as well, because it was cheap.
And I thought I was
I'm paying for it myself.
I thought I was an indie kid walking around in my little pretty green Parker.
You still do that now?
I've still got the Parker. Yeah, that was one of the first things I bought with some money I saved up. It was 140 quid with student discount from Scott's. It was a thick, pretty green Parker, like khaki with like fur around the neck. Still remember
pretty
it?
Green Parker, lads. Pretty green Parker. I can imagine you now, lads. Pair of Adidas, lads. Pair of like circle spectacles, man, in the summer or in like the spring. Parker's still on because it's not quite warm, and getting out with the boys with a can of Red Stripe, Cortinas in your ear.
You pretty much just nailed me.
Thinking like, I am the boy here, not realising that you were just fucking flunking your A-levels. Not realising you'd done no revision in 6 weeks.
Yeah, so then that was kind of me at A-level.
So what, did you revise much at A-level? How much work, so compared to GCSE, how much work did you put in? And then tell us, what did you get?
Do you know what the problem is? I revised loads before the exam.
But it was like 24.
No, but like it was too late.
Yeah, you'd started late.
So because like I wouldn't really give a shit.
Yeah.
After lectures and that, we'd just be like, right, what we doing? We going out? We chilling? Blah blah blah. Like we going out play footy, or we going out do this? We going out here? I wouldn't really give a shit.
Yeah.
So then, when it came to revise, at the end of the year, and you're like, shit. I should have really done those 30 questions like the other month, for the practice and that.
Yeah, when you're getting
So now I'm trying to do the fucking 50, 60 hours of practice I should have done in a space of 2 weeks. That's a nightmare. So, first year AS, for those who are not a UK listener and are from abroad, we have a few, so I'll go over it. In college, so you have your GCSEs, and then you go to college, and then you get a qualification called A-levels, but they're made up of, you get, your first year you get AS qualifications, and then you normally drop one of the 4 you took. So as I say, I took maths, physics, chemistry, computing. Normally you drop one of them, and then you get 3 A-levels at the end of it, and then your 3 A-levels get you into university. So I was predicted for me AS 3 A's, well 4 A's across the board, based on school stuff. And I got, what did I get? B, 3 B's and a D, it was. So I got B, good, maths, physics, chemistry. No, maths, physics, computing, and I got a D in chemistry. And that's because I was at a wedding the night before my chemistry exam.
And you got bladdered.
I was absolutely bladdered.
But you're saying that's bad, lads. In my school, I was the cleverest kid in the year.
But it's all about context, right? So in that school, three B's is enough to get you into like John Moore's.
Yeah.
Which at the time, especially coming from someone who has no understanding of an academic landscape, that
was like the depleted version of what
this
you're meant to be going to. Yeah.
What you essentially what you're wasting your time for, going to like a second string uni in a city.
So did you drop chemistry?
So I dropped chemistry because that seemed like the easy win.
Fuck that one off, that shit.
Woo! Yeah. But then it was essentially like you had to get B's to kind of carry on.
Chemistry's awesome as well, by the way.
I know it is. Looking back now,
you wish you'd have carried it on.
Because like chemistry's so cool.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, so then I carried on with that throughout the year, and then when I did my A-levels, I got BBD.
You got 2 B's.
But again, because the college want you to do well, they put me down as 3 predicted A's, which I thought I was easily able to get.
Yeah.
I just didn't put the work.
So
I just
what was
didn't.
The D in, bro?
Computing, and I reckon I got fucked over there because the guy who taught us, he was a first year teacher, and he basically said like our coursework was all class, and then so he said like with the coursework I've marked it, you're all on for A's and B's, and when we got it back, everyone got C's and D's. So
it was like a false sense of security.
So basically, he'd overmarked what we did. Anyway, so that's a whole different story.
Probably subconsciously made you relax, do less work.
Yeah, so we didn't obviously work as hard.
Yeah.
And there was this whole thing, I couldn't be asked either. So then, so I got my A-levels back then, predicted AAA. So I applied to the University of Sheffield and the University of Liverpool. They were my, first, second choice.
Yeah.
They just fucked me off straight away, obviously.
Just straight up nose.
Well, obviously, because you need 3 A's to get in, I got BBD.
Yeah, and it's a big thing, innit? Like, results day. In your school, did everyone go, to the school to get the letter?
Of course,
and you're all, together
reading
it, what have you got?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got rejected straight up from Uni of
they just
Sheffield and Manchester, did you say?
No, so you just pick 2, don't you?
Oh.
So I applied and I got conditional offers from them too. Where, if you get these grades, they'll let you in.
You can get in.
And then, obviously, they just went,
So when you didn't get them, there was no, okay, we'll let you on. They just straight up.
Oh yeah. It was just fucked.
They must have just had more students.
Well, it's just one of them. They're not the thing with Red Bricks. They're not going to let you on.
Yeah.
Because they're just going to take on the best.
So what was going through your head then at that point?
I just went home.
The 2, you just went home.
I just went right. I just kind of went. That's the end for me then, innit? In academia, I just went right. That's the end of that for me.
This A-levels, I'll take me B's and me C.
Yeah, so I was as far as academia go, I've been told you gotta go Red Bricks. If you don't go Red Bricks, there's no fucking point.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the end of that fucking road.
So how'd you end up at John Moore's? What happens in that?
So I got the bus home, feeling dead sorry for myself.
Yeah.
Just fuming, just looking at me letters going, you're a fucking lazy bastard.
Yeah, you fucking lazy asshole.
Because the thing is, I acknowledged it then, even then.
Yeah.
You know when you get that feeling and you just go,
oh. And it's not worse when other kids are getting the A's and that.
I know. And the thing is,
you, man.
The physics exam that year was particularly hard, and I did quite well in it. It's just everything else wasn't good enough.
Just not good, yeah.
So it was just one of them. I was like, fucking hell. Even on the bus home. And my maths teacher at the time, actually, I walked past him on the way out and he went, where you going? And what'd you get? And I went, sir, I've just fucked it. I got 2 B's and a D. I went, I've had enough, I'm going home. So I just went home got the bus. Then as I got home on the bus, I think I told this story episode 0, but I'll tell it again anyway.
Go on, tell I forgot.
And I'd love to remember the name. So I got a call from the college, and it was it must have been an admin or someone there. Yeah. And she went, "Hi, we've been told like you didn't get what you wanted, blah blah blah." I was like, yeah. And then she was like, "Well, what do you want to do?" And she was like, "Do you want to speak to the head of maths? We can work through it. We can get you in somewhere." And I was just like, you know what? I'm at home now. Don't matter. I proper just given up. I was like, nah, fuck that.
Proper threw your toys out.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? Like, as I said, there's no point going uni now.
Yeah, you've been told that was my whole through your whole college.
That was my whole mental attitude. I was like, there's no point.
Red brick in your mind, in your brain.
I was like, there's no point me going uni now. And she went, look, just come back in, and we'll be done. I went, well, there's no point me coming in now because it's going to be another. By the time I get in, it'll be an hour and a half. By the time I got the bus over.
Yeah.
So she went, right, where'd you live? So this admin, the lady who worked in admin, drove over from the arse end of Widnes to my house in Runcorn, picked me up, and then drove me back to college.
I didn't know this, lad. You've not told this.
I've not told it. Yeah. So she went out away, drove from uni.
Yeah.
To Runcorn, from college to Runcorn to pick me up, drove me back to college. Lovely lady. I'd love to remember her name.
Just like worked at the college.
Yeah. I can't remember what she did, but she was chatting to me in the car, being nice. She sorted out a meeting with the head of maths.
Yeah.
So then me and him sat down, looked through the options, and then basically it was, well, Sheffield, Hallam or Liverpool, John Moore's like, you've got to go through clearing. I was like, what the fuck's cleared? And basically you got to ring up and ask. And then the choices were, which one do you want to go? And I think John Moore's at the time was slightly better than Hallam.
On like the rankings.
Or they were very similar. So I went, right, I'm not moving all the way for similar. Because like University of Sheffield was well. University of Sheffield was well better. So I was like, right, I'll go John Moore's. So I rang them up. And then that was that. And then that's how I got into uni.
And then you got into John Moore's, obviously. And then, okay, then, so that's mad, lad. I didn't. So if it wasn't for that.
If it wasn't for that woman.
Lady, like
I don't think if it wasn't for that lady picking me up.
You'd have just stayed at home.
I don't reckon I'd have ever gone uni.
You'd have just done something else.
I'd have just.
What does that look like for Belly? What would you be doing, lad?
I'd have just tried to get a job somewhere.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what. Because my A-levels weren't good enough to get me in. So it's a weird one, innit?
So I wonder if you've done that for anyone else.
Weird, lad, innit?
Yeah, it's like almost a bit fatey, that, lads, even though I don't believe in it.
This is quite weird. If anyone from this is a proper out there thing. If anyone from Cronton listens to this and you pass it on, you recognise someone. She drove. She definitely won't drive the same car now. But she drove like a bluey purplish like Peugeot.
And she worked. What was it called?
Cronton College in Cronton 6th. If anyone's there remembers the woman, or if anyone remembers the story, let us know her name. I'd love to send her an email, because if it wasn't for her, now I wouldn't be doing a PhD.
You wouldn't be doing a PhD.
I don't think so anyway.
So what was your then, like, you got to John Moore's, obviously you've been told this whole mantra, your whole sixth form sixth form time of being like, you know, don't go to a polytech, it's bullshit, you need to get to a red brick. You knew from quite young, from like 16, you wanted to do data and analytics. And a lot of this I didn't know as someone who's known you for years. You get to John Moore's University, you're doing a maths degree. You know, obviously, what was the thing which sort of like, well, firstly, how did your perception of John Moore's change? How quickly did it change? Was you even thinking about it? And was it hard? Did you know, what did anything change in you to allow you? Because obviously, if people don't know, you ended up with a first class degree at undergrad level. So what were the factors under play?
So basically, when I went to, so we used to this is how bad it was. You'd go, you're applying to John Moore's.
Yeah.
Like that was the fucking attitude. That it was horrible. Yeah. It was like, yeah, John Moore's, it's fucking stupid. Yeah. Like people, oh yeah, they got a degree from John Moore's. Yeah. Fucking dog shit. And as you say, there's still people who think like that now. Yeah. So for me,
I hate John Moore's.
So then, obviously, getting in, I was just like, right, I'm just gonna kind of show up,
see what happens,
type thing. Yeah. But I said to myself at the time, I was like, right. Sounds very fucking wanky, like, but I remember sitting when they let me in.
Yeah.
I went, I won't feel that shit because I've not worked hard enough ever again.
You didn't want to open another letter and it said like failed first year or something.
Like I was like, I will never now, when it's in my hands, let myself be like feel that shit.
Yeah.
Because I've not done it. Because that's why I felt so
didn't wanna
awful
have
at
to
college.
Because
Then it was my fault.
Yeah,
It was my fault. So I was like, right, I'm just gonna fucking work hard. So when I went John Moore's, I was like, right, I'm gonna go every lecture, do every piece of coursework, every piece of fucking.
So there was a
in-class
psyche
work.
change.
Yeah, big time.
I think that's where me and you were similar. Like I had that as well.
Because I say this all the time. Like I think everyone has to go through it.
Yeah.
You've got to go through that. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Type of moment, and then you go right. I know, like it changes your whole thing then, because you've got to want to do it. If you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it. Because every time, even through A level, you're not. I knew one doing enough, but it was fun going to boozer.
Yeah.
So you don't want to change it, do you? But yes, so then just fucking worked that hard through college. Then that was my story going to uni. So I think then, because then that's where our stories become quite similar.
Yeah.
So what we'll do
then?
What we'll do is we'll flip it back.
Okay.
And take the story back a few bit. What's the rewind?
So we'll meet again back at undergrad.
Yeah, because then I think we had a very similar mindsets when we got there, but getting there was very different for us.
Yeah, so me and Belly both ended up with first class undergrad degrees at mathematics, and we aligned there. But like, what's the path before that?
And even then, I think our mentality from when we get uni to that end bit was very similar.
Yeah.
So then, I'll let him hydrate. He's gearing up. He's ready. So then, Sam, what was school like for you?
Best time ever.
Was it? Yeah.
School, man.
School was good.
I didn't ask you that. Like, did you enjoy school?
I think I did in the end. Like 9, 10 and 11.
Yeah,
it was just class.
Like, if someone said to me now, click your fingers, drop everything,
just go back.
And go back to walking into De La Salle in Crocs that's now called Dixon's Academy and do it all again. Lads, I'd do it all again. And all my mates say the same thing. Like,
it was just funny.
It was just a funny school, man. And like, there wasn't a day that didn't go by when it just wasn't something just that happened, man.
Yeah.
And like, some of it was bad, man. Some of it was funny. Some of it was indifferent. But you just have a laugh, man. And I speak to other people who go to different schools and they don't have the same like feeling about school. Yeah. And I know some people go through like getting bullied. And and
some people have horrendous times at school.
That's it, lad. And I'm sure there was at our school. There's those kids who didn't like De La Salle because maybe they got a hard time. But there's kids who like didn't get bullied and didn't have that hard time, but look back at school with this sort of like vagueness, and they're just like, it was okay, it was school. And I can't get my head around it. I'm like, I had the best time ever.
Yeah, I acknowledged at the time, I was like, especially going into year 11, I was like, I'm probably not going to be able to just be this like free of everything with all your mates and that.
Before I get into what I was like at school, the last few weeks of sixth form, our head of sixth said to us, enjoy this now, because there'll never again be a place where you and all your best mates turn up every single day with each other.
Yeah.
And he said that to us, man, and I remember like thinking, that's so right.
It hits you on it a bit, lad,
once this is over, everyone goes off, and like never again we'll be all in this common room in this class just having a laugh. But going back to school, like where me and you were different is like you seem to know what the fuck you were doing for some reason. Maybe some kids too. Like I went in school, I was a bit like of an all-rounder, like, you know what I mean, a bit like yourself. I wasn't like exceptional at anything, you know what I mean.
Well, lad, you were a fucking track and field star.
I was good at track and field. I ended up representing Merseyside and finishing the top 10 when I was a bit older in the UK at triple jump. So I was a good athlete. I was a bit of a chubby kid, but then I sort of like leaned out. So I played in the rugby team, cricket team, track and field team. The only team I didn't really play in was the footy team, because in Crocky, man, everyone plays footy.
I was about to say, Liverpool's one of them mad places where everyone's just half decent at footy.
Oh, lads, yeah. And there's been some great footy players come from our school, the biggest Wayne Rooney. But I was good at art. I like to draw, man. I remember that was one of my earliest memories, is I knew I had a talent at art. I could draw stuff from imagination, you know what I mean? It'd be quite real. And then everything else, I sort of didn't give a shit about, lad. At all.
That's a weird kind of then.
Didn't care. Like, I knew I was naturally clever. Like, I done maths, I done English, I did history, I did French. But I didn't ever think, like, But you were thinking at 16, like, I want to do data analytics. It looks like this promising new thing. That's lad, that was a million miles away from my psyche, lad. Didn't give a shit, lad, what was coming out. I didn't think about it. I loved, when I was younger, art. I loved music. I become obsessed with music from a young age. And I suppose my first introduction into the scientific world, which I become obsessed with, was I was into reptiles. And I still am now, but I become obsessed with reading studies about them. And I was reading care sheets and care guides based on studies on ecology that had happened in the world. So I knew there was like a little science in me, you know what I mean? And
so when did you go from then? Because obviously then you went from, you did a sixth form in school, didn't you?
Yeah.
So when did you go then from, I'm not quite sure about maths and stuff, to being, that's the route I'm going to do? Like
19.
So what A-levels did you take then?
So in school, well, I got my GCSEs. I got 11 between A star and C. I got all A's in biology, chemistry, physics. Every single one was A. All the additionals A. Additional chemistry. I didn't revise a touch. I'm not even just saying it to be like I didn't revise. I just was good at science. I got a B in maths, so I was obviously alright at maths. I got B and A's in English. I'd done really well. History got a B. The only thing I failed was French. I got an F. I think I told that story last week.
Follow if you want to hear the
back.
French story, go back to last week's episode.
That's
you can hear Sam's wonderful time in French.
That's it. So I failed French, so I could have ended up with 12 or 11, and I got 10 or 11 in the end. So that was the first moment as well when I thought, like, I'm actually part
That's
clever.
Alright, like,
you know what I mean? Like, I'm not stupid. And my mum and dad were like, oh, you're clever, you know what I mean? Like, you've done better than our Jack, you know, that was the comparison. And then I got to A-level, and I thought, what am I going to do? Didn't know what to pick. I went to A-level, a sixth form that stayed in our school. I wanted to do that because I loved our school that much. All my mates were going. Wanted to do biology. I wanted to do biology, PE, and physics, because I was thinking I really like the natural world. I really like sport.
And it was something, again, you were familiar with from
my athletics. I was doing that, and I wanted to be like either a sports scientist or a biologist or something. But it wasn't like you were thinking about, like, oh, the job. I was just like, I like these things. I'll pick them. And I was doing music and stuff outside of school quite regularly, so I didn't feel the need to like do that again in school, because it was like almost overkill, you know.
Because then it's like you're getting that satisfaction
outside
from an external source. Type
so
thing.
I was doing music and that outside of school, so I was thinking I'll do that. I turned up on the first day of sixth form, and not enough people were doing biology. It was only a little sixth form with about 30 people, so like not enough people doing biology, so that's gone. I was like, oh shit, what am I going to do now? So I was literally on the day picking subjects. Because biology, we got told biology was happening. Oh, there's only 3 people doing it.
But you went, because like your school, I remember you saying that wasn't a place that promoted kind of...
Oh yeah, so like just to give an overview, like I'm from Croxteth, Liverpool, and I love it. But like you went to this college of science excellence, like DLRSL, God love it. It isn't the best performance school. It's probably gets a bit of attention for the wrong reasons at times in its past. And there's just not an education culture where I'm from. Like people, I didn't know a doctor, I didn't know anyone, you know what I mean? By the teachers who were teaching me, who'd been to university, I didn't know anyone who'd been to university. I didn't know about what a scientist was, didn't know about academia. I still don't know that much. So I got in the first day, sixth form, biology's gone, and then this is what happened. My best mate was trying to do biology with me as well, my mate Joe, one of my mates growing up, and he was like, I'm doing biology, maths and business, and I was like, I'm doing biology, physics and sport and PE, sports science, and biology got dropped, and I was like, alright, you do physics with me, and I'll do maths with you.
Is that just how it came about?
That's how I did it.
That's so mad, you know.
That's how I did maths, and like you went... Because we wanted to obviously be with like someone, you know, can have a laugh with. It was all about having a like, who can I get in a class with?
And just enjoy it and that.
Yeah, and he was like, you swear? I was like, lad, you do physics with me, I'll do maths with you. So, yeah, I went to the maths teacher, Mr. O'Keefe. Said, listen, I want to do maths. Can I do it? And he was like, yeah. You got a B, so you can do it. You know what I mean? Like, you've done good enough GCSE. So I ended up doing maths. So maths... PE.
So maths
physics.
literally came about as just a off the wall pick on the day.
Yeah. Lads,
That is what a mad start to the journey.
lads,
That is.
like, you do that with me and I'll do that with you. And I
Yeah.
fucked over my mate more than he fucked over me, because I told him the last podcast we had no physics. So a few months into physics, the physics teacher, who I've got him on Facebook. He's a really nice guy. He had a really unfortunate event happen in his life, and he left the school, and we had no physics teacher for the whole year, so we didn't get taught any physics. So obviously I got a U in physics. Everyone did. There was 6 of us U's across the board. We got let down by the school, man. Like, we did get let down by the school. But as I say in the last podcast, we just turned up to the class, no one was there, and we didn't think anything about it. We to be fair, a kid, probably if you were there, you'd have been like going down to the office to tell someone there's no physics teacher. I was just like,
Oh no, lad, you just get off. If no one shows up, lad, you just get off.
so basically first year I did 2 ASs, and in our school you said you picked 4, we only got to pick 3.
Right.
I'm not sure if it was like the expectation that these kids are going to do 4, but I didn't know you'd done 4 ASs until I got to uni and found out people had done 4.
Basically everyone had done 4 ASs.
I was like, I did 3 and basically did 2 in AS, yeah, because physics wasn't a thing. Didn't know physics. Did the first 3 weeks and we did motion and momentum.
Oh yeah.
I remember formulas for momentum, which we ended up going over again in mechanics, in maths.
Yeah.
But that was it, lads. And
because that's a whole module in it, in maths, in it.
Yeah,
that type
but
of stuff.
like you, lads, you were saying you did a bit of work. I pretty much did no work at A level again, because I did no work at GCSE. And in AS, I think I got a B or a C in PE, which was a science. You know, you learn about the body. It was all about like psychology of sport, the biology of sport. And in maths, I got an E in AS. That was 2 U's. It was a U in core 1, a U in statistics, and a B, nearly an A in core 2.
Have you pulled that one out?
With no revision, lad. It's just bonkers, lad. And we got the results. Mr. O'Keefe went, Sam, did you realise in the hardest module you've done this year, you've nearly got an A? And in the easiest, you got a U. I don't know, lad. Like, I couldn't do simple simultaneous equations, but I was like working with calculus in core 2.
Just easy.
And just bashing it out, lad.
Just proper picked it up, like.
I don't know, but it come natural at university.
Yeah.
When we done calculus, I got top of the class, lad. Anyway, but I done no work, lad. So my wake up call was sort of like around then.
Yeah.
But it never fully hit in until uni. Got to A2, I thought, fucking hell, I'm on the edge of fucking disaster here. Like, I'm going to let my mum and dad down, I'm going to let everyone down, I need to do something. So I did a bit more work in A2, and at the end of A2, you seem to know your results dead well, I ended up with, I think it's 2 C's, a C in maths and a C in PE. Yeah, that's what I definitely got. And so I did AS Law in A2. So because physics was dropped, the teachers come to us and said, listen, we're really sorry. If you just pick another AS, you just can do AS this year. So we were with the kids the year below. It's not going to get you an A level, but it'll get you UCAS points.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Just to try and get you up that.
I think an AS is like 80 or something.
It's worth half the amount of UCAS points.
So we went, listen, if you just do your best in it, you'll get, and I got a D in law.
So again, for those who aren't familiar with the UK system, so you get AS and A levels, so your A level is your main qualification. When you apply to universities, basically they go off the number of points, so the grade you get in an A level is worth, so say if you get an A, it's 100, B's 80, C's 60, I know that's not correct, it might be, it might not be.
It's like a threshold.
So then, so you add all your UCAS points together, so then say if an A in A level's 100, A in an AS is worth 50. So then what they do is they tot all your results up as points, and then certain unis will say you need over like 450 UCAS points to get in. So that's the context behind that one.
But I done law AS and got a D. So flunked it, basically. It was so hard. Don't know why I picked law.
I was going to say,
but there wasn't many options, lads.
And that's the thing as well, going from spending a year especially doing very logical type.
I think I wanted a break, lads, and
just
I was like,
something a bit
PE
different.
Is very logical as well, by the way.
I know,
people think it's sport.
It's biology, innit?
It's biology and sports science, lads, and I was doing 2 sciences, pretty much sports science and maths. And I thought, the reason I didn't do another science is because there wasn't an offer. So we couldn't do chemistry, couldn't do biology. Physics has now gone off the table. it's a bad school. There's no physics. I was like, I think there was law, media, film studies we used to do. You used to do that?
Yeah.
Film
Well,
studies.
Cronton had loads that you could pick from type
So
thing.
I didn't want to do film studies. I wasn't doing media. So I was thinking law sounds the best. I'll
Yeah,
do
yeah,
law.
yeah.
So yeah, results day come. I was on holiday in Turkey with my mum and dad
When you got the results
and my
through.
2 mates, and we're on a beach, and the teacher said, because you're not here, we'll ring you. Have we got permission to open your letters? Yeah, yeah. So then we're all like in order. The teacher rang. My mate got on first. You okay? And I just remember his face. Oh, all right then, miss. Yeah, sound. Yeah. No, okay. See you later. Just gutted. And I was thinking, shit, I'm coming
no.
up. My mate Connor, same thing. All right. Yeah, yeah. Okay. You know what I mean? Just wounded. And then me, same thing. Sam, you've got 2 C's and a D, an ASD. So 2 A levels at C. And that's it, basically. The D's fucking worthless. You know what I mean? I wasn't that arsed, to be honest.
Was you not bothered? No.
No.
Oh, that was about to be my next question. Like, what's the...
No, like, I don't remember feeling anything, lad, but I was just numb.
But then, I suppose then, what was like your...
Like, you seem to have more riding on it.
No, so this is like my question's coming from. Like, what was it like in yours growing up? RE, academic performance type thing.
Yeah, no one was asked.
In mine, it was like I had to do fucking well in school.
No, no
Had
one
to
was
do. Like the
arsed,
pressure
lad.
was mad. So I always knew like, I've got to do well, got to do well, got to do well.
So there was pressure, lads, that's what I mean.
Big
so,
pressure.
like, in ours, lad, my dad's got no GCSEs, he left school at 14.
Yeah.
And my mum got called like O-levels or something. My mum done some. But my dad's a joiner, my mum worked in a call centre all life, and my oldest brother was a exceptional star athlete.
Yeah.
So like his school got took over by that, and rather than Jack working on school, it was all about he's going to be the Olympic champion
So
one
school
day.
was secondary to...
And I don't know if that like sort of carried on with me. Like, I don't know, no one ever told me to revise.
So what was your like mum and dad's thing on university? Did they want you to go? Were they not bothered?
They wanted me to go when they found out I was applying,
Yeah.
but it wasn't like you know, it wasn't just it got drilled home to me, like, as I told them, oh, by the way, I've applied for uni. They're like, great, I hope you get in.
Oh, I had to like convince my mum and dad that uni was a good thing.
Like, they didn't want you to
My
go.
dad didn't want me to go. I
I
don't.
thought you said they wanted you to do well at
So
school.
yeah, so because I was in school, they saw the utility of school
But not
and doing well in
past
school.
that.
But then
Yeah,
it was all right. You've got to go and work now. So I had to basically convince them that, or it wasn't it. Even if they weren't convinced or not, I was still going.
it's worth it.
But like I had to basically just say, look, this is happening, and it was never a thing where they were like my dad, he definitely just wanted me to go into industry and just start grafting.
Which isn't a bad thing, lad. I think they just
it's advice
they're
from
using their own life experience and,
yeah.
and imaging it back to the kids, and they seeing an alright path for them, and they don't want you to go down a bad path, and they think it's a bad path. They don't know it's a good path because they've never done it themselves.
And then, as you say, there's always that image of just lazy student bums,
yeah, so
just not doing anything with their lives type thing. So there's that stereotype.
especially from working class backgrounds, it's a
Yeah.
bit like, especially in our parents'
Oh, you're
day,
a bit stuck up. You go
stuck up, you're
yeah.
lazy, you don't we're here, you know, on a building site type
yeah.
thing, which
There's defo. So that was like me.
yeah.
So it was like it was pushed at school. I had to do well. I had to do well at college. So that's another reason why it hit home so well, because there was obviously a big pressure to do well at college. And
Well, as I say, that's a big difference. Like, you seem to know the magnitude of doing well, and even when I got no A levels, it didn't register. Lad. I was just like, fuck, got no A levels.
Yeah,
well, I had them, but I just say
Yeah.
they're not worthy A levels. When we say, that's why we didn't use the word fail. We used the word flop because we didn't fail them. I got 2, Ryan
Yeah,
got 3, but we didn't, and they were at standard levels, C and B's, but we didn't excel. You know what I mean?
yeah, and we flopped compared to what we thought we should do.
Yeah, lads, and as I say, I was on the beach, and you were saying obviously that lovely woman come and got you. I just fucking put my phone away, lad, and got back in the ocean.
So how did you go into uni then? Did you ring when you got home off holiday or?
No, so like I went back to the room that night with my mates, and we were like, shit, we haven't checked our UCAS. We weren't arse, lad.
Yeah, it was just a thing.
We weren't arse,
Yeah.
lad. Like, and not that we weren't arse, we were. But like, we were on holiday as well, you know what I mean? Like, we were fucking in the ocean and that, fucking about, like, on the ring roads and that.
Just
And
having
like,
a good time.
Yeah, lad, and like we'd already been told, so that like, and then we went on our UCAS, and like my mate Joe was like, been denied from everywhere, and I had applied for the University of Liverpool to do maths and financial maths, John Moores to do maths or financial maths, and like Manchester. I had no idea why I applied to do maths. I went in sixth form, we had to go to these UCAS meetings, and I was only doing 2 viable fucking A-levels anyway.
And you just picked maths
because I was doing a fucking AS in law, and it was either, do you want to do sports science or do you want to do maths? And I suppose the first like bit of logic that come into my head was sports science felt more saturated.
The maths did.
There was a lot of kids doing sports science.
That was the logic I went down, because I was seated in between 2 as well. I was between that and computer studies.
You thought computing was more saturated?
Well, not even so much that. So there was that, and then I thought, computing changes so quick, and I think this is where, again, because I was exposed, like...
Maths will never change.
I went, computing changes so quick that my course is probably going to be out of date by the time I've done 3 years. Well, but even by the time I've done 3 years. Because I remember learning about, like, even on my college course, like, SSDs, so a type of storage for stuff. They were, like, they'd been out for a couple of years before I went on, and they were still, like, just coming onto the syllabus, and I was like... You're taking years to catch up. So then that's where maths came in for me, type thing.
Well, it's a bit of a similar thought process.
Yeah.
I did really enjoy PE and sports science. I didn't think about it that deeply, but I just thought, it seems like a lot of people are doing that. And I thought, I got to see at both.
Same principles.
You know what I mean? Or I got similar ASs in both. I'm obviously equal at both. Applied for maths. And then I had one offer on my UCAS at the bottom. John Moores had denied me from maths and financial maths. And I'd sort of like... a counter offer and said, listen, you can't get on. There was like a little note on the UCAS left by someone, you know, sorry to say we've denied you from blah blah blah. We offer a foundation course in the Institute of Engineering and Technology. Would you like to do it? And it was called a foundation in engineering and technology. And I think I've told the story. I thought to myself, I don't know what to do. I'll ring up the teacher. You know, again, I rang her up and said, Miss, I've been offered the foundation, but I think I'm going to come back and do a 3rd year sixth form. I've told this, we've got a little clip on it. And she basically just went, well, what's the offer? And I went, I got offered the foundation. She went, yeah, do that.
I mean, like, looking back, it seems a bit of a mental advice, but like, then again, coming from, as you say, a school where not many people went to
uni.
Just getting your foot, and I think you realise when you get old as well, getting your foot in the door is 90% the...
That's
90% of the issue.
I think that was what her thinking was. Like,
just get in.
I think in our year 7 there was an intake of 100. I think about 30 stayed on for sixth form. She already lost 70 at year 11.
Yeah.
And then I think maybe definitely less than 10 got to uni from that sixth form cohort. I also got an easy pass. We did a thing in deprived areas. There was this thing called realising opportunities in the city. And they lowered your entry grades to red bricks.
It's a belter.
So Liverpool uni, for me to get in, wasn't 2 A's and a B. It was 2 B's and a C. I still couldn't get it. So if you were in my school,
I'd have been alright.
Well, I still didn't get it. No one got them. And we were laughing, thinking, fucking hell, we all got grades lowered for us and we still didn't make the cut.
So you went to uni, you did foundation, and then obviously foundation to maths. So then once we had then essentially the same progression from then. So we did the undergraduate at John Moores, the Masters of Data Science in John Moores, then both PhDs from the Masters.
So just to go back to that as well, I still didn't know if I wanted to do maths at a foundation level.
Was it just something that came naturally and you just thought,
no, it was like a lucky dip every fucking year, lad. Swear to God, like me mate Bram done the foundation. He, by the way, failed his A-levels. I told him I was doing it and he belled up the uni and went, fuck it, I'll do it as well. Everything was just like spare at the moment, lad. Like, go ahead, I'll ring up and see if I can get on that. And it was a module in electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, civil engineering, maths, computing, and something else, I forgot. I got similar marks in them all, a bit worse than some of the others. What made me do maths is, I've told the story when Ian was here, we went to a few of the little, like, at the end, when you finish your foundation, there was little days put on.
Like a little open day type thing where you go
speak to people. Where you go and see a possible course that you'd want to go on, and we went to meet Ian Malabar, and he was just sad. He was like, fuck it, we'll do maths then. Like, I still wasn't.
It's mad, innit?
Like, I fell through every doorway, lad. Like,
but then that's the kind of principle we've always gone on. If you enjoy it, you do better than...
I don't even know if I enjoyed it, lad.
No, but you
fell through the door.
No, but you enjoyed doing it with your mates. Like, so your
That
mate
was
was
it,
there. It's
lad.
like,
Yeah,
so you're with
yeah.
your mates, they enjoy it, and then you and Bran, yeah, he's sound. We'll
Yeah.
probably like it with him.
Yeah,
We'll go there.
that's it.
So because you enjoy it, you excel at it a bit more, and then because you enjoy it, you naturally become passionate about a thing because you're like, this is sick.
That's it.
They were enjoying
and I had
it.
the same feeling as you, lad, when I got to foundation. There was a subconscious thing which happened where I didn't want to. It wasn't the feeling of failing, it was the feeling of not knowing what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
I didn't want to feel like I didn't know what the fuck to do again. And I thought, and as I say, something switched in me in foundation.
It just clicks on it, and then you go, you know what? This is it now.
And
like,
I started doing some work.
Yeah.
Then I'd revise, I'd go home, I'd do the material, I'd come in, ended up getting great marks. You know what I mean?
So then we've addressed the title of this episode is going to be how to get a PhD after flopping your A levels. So we've covered how to flop your A levels pretty fucking succinctly. So then basically the question is now, if people have got this far and you found it interesting and people are kind of right, you may be in a similar situation. What was the biggest turnaround where you think, right, this is what changed and this is what allowed me to go further? Because I don't think I was any cleverer coming from college to uni
No.
than what I was at A-level type thing. But there was a mindset change. So what was that thing for you where you were like, right?
Do you mean to do a PhD or a mindset
Well,
to do
because
some
then
work?
I just think like to excel in uni. So like you flopped A-levels because there's, especially in society now, there's a big pressure on kids to
Do well.
because years ago, 20, 30 years ago, whatever, A-levels, right, you fucking class. You get an undergrad, whoa. You get a master's, a PhD, unheard of. Now, you get your A-levels, you're probably going to need to go to college.
Yeah.
And you get your A-levels, right, okay. You get your undergrad, right, okay. He's got his undergrad, you get a master's, oh, he's progressed. And then you get your PhD, and it's like, right, okay, people don't have that. So it's like now, people, even if they don't do well at A-levels or whatever, want to go to university, what I think the points we want to try and get across is, one, it's not the end of the world if you fail your A-levels. You can still go uni, and I think me and you are examples of
Do other things, you don't have to go to uni.
No, but the only reason I say go to uni is that if that's what you want to do, and like
There's still roots there.
we can only really comment because that's our.
My mate Joe, lad, failed on that old. He went into the next year at college at Liverpool College next to John Moore's,
Yeah.
and ended up going to Redbridge.
Well, like our kid, my brother, he hated college, fucked it off, did an apprenticeship. Now he earns decent money.
Yeah.
So it's all about what you want to do. But I think we can only give advice from our experience. So like, what then is a good piece of advice for someone who potentially has flopped for where they want to be? They end up at John Moore's or a similar type of uni. What's some good tips to help them excel? I think one thing for me, sorry, just before you go, because I think this is very specific kind of on our thing, is that get out your head that it's a work, like your degree is going to be worthless. Do you see what I'm trying to say? It's like, so a lot of people may be in the situation I was in where they're seen as red bricks, are like,
oh, right, okay.
So then you have this mindset of, what can I do? Don't worry about it, man. A degree's a degree.
Yeah.
You'll do well.
If you're thinking down those like red brick red brick lines, and you've been rejected like you, I agree, lads.
I think that's a good mindset change to have, is just think about it, like if you put the effort in, you will learn what you need to learn to excel.
Yeah.
Wherever you go. So I think that's one from me, is just, if that is what's been put forward to you, don't worry about it, man. Like, I wouldn't, now looking back, I wouldn't change going to John Moore's at anything.
No, I wouldn't.
Like,
change
the opportunities
anything,
I've got from my education there, I don't think I'd have got anywhere else.
No.
Insane.
So you're asking me that question?
Go on then.
So
how would you say to someone, right, that flopped me A-levels, right, how do I exceed in academia? How can I...
There's someone who wants to get to academia.
I want to go uni. This has always been a thing. What do I have to change now?
I'd say the same thing. I'd say if you've got your minds on the same thing as you, if you've got your minds on a red brick and you're not getting into them, and you've got the grades for a non-red brick, don't fuck about wasting the extra year or the extra 2 years to get those red brick grades, to get to the red brick because of some slogan. Just go to the local university, or like Sheffield Hallam, Manchester Met, John Moore's, Liverpool Hope, Edgehill. They might not have the big reputation,
and they might be mid-table
but
on the
you'll
rankings.
find value at them. And I found more than value at John Moore's. I met boss people, I met Belly, I had a laugh with a schoolmate who come with me. And I'd just say, if it's what you want to do, academia for sure, then I'd follow that mindset. But if you were someone more like me, who was, and I've always done it, I just sort of follow me nose, man.
Yeah.
I just see what's also gonna leave me the most happy, type thing. It sounds mad, but like, I knew going to work at 18 wasn't for me, and the only other option for me, and I'm not knocking it because I've worked plenty of summers on it, was a building site for me. That's what my family do, and it just wasn't for me, lads. And I just thought, well, I guess I better follow this little route.
Yeah.
And I'd just say, go with your instinct, man. Go with your gut. Don't, yeah. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, and I think another one is, I think what we've said, or we've been kind of alluding to, is there's no alternative to just getting stuck in.
Getting hard work. But I suppose one question I want to ask you, Belly, is, so you've done your degree. When did you know, which I think we're going to get to then, that you wanted to do a PhD after this flopping of A-levels?
And then we've had this mindset change of, right, I've got to attend, I've got to work. Right,
why did you want to do a PhD, and when did you know you wanted to do one?
So, when I finished my undergrad, so as I said, people like say they're good at shit.
Yeah.
So I graduated first class, top of the class, my undergrad year. So I was like, right, I'm quite good at this academic thing, right? So I thought, right, I'll try for a master's.
It's at the end of third year.
This was the end of third year.
So yeah, just Ryan underplayed that there a lot. Ryan got the top grade in his class, in his year. Sorry, no one got as high as Belly in his year. Is that the highest score ever at John Moores in that degree?
One of them, second or third. I think.
So basically he topped the fucking year.
I went out my way to ask that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I applied to go uni in Manchester to do a data science master's there. So then data science was then on my head because I was like, the gamble to do maths has paid off.
Yeah.
Data science and maths and machine learning.
PhD wasn't in your head though at this stage.
No, I was like, because I thought it was unattainable. I was like, fucking 3 years research. I didn't know as well then what research even was.
And you were always thinking, tell me if I'm wrong, about getting back to work.
I was thinking, how do I get a job that pays loads of money?
Yeah, exactly.
Doing this. Because I was like, the skills I'm learning will put me ahead of people in the job market, which means I'll always have a job.
Yeah.
So I was like, right, data science master's, defo it. Applied too late, or a combination of applied too late, and I went to John Moores, so University of Manchester. University of Manchester fucked me off because I had a glowing recommendation from Ian. He wrote me like a 2-page fucking masterpiece.
The program leader.
He was on Dr. Ian Malabar. Best grades in the year. Like awards throughout. And
still denied.
And he still fucked me off.
Yeah.
So it was a combination of applying too late and.
So it's very real. Moores. Snobbery, like
of course it's
like and Sheffield or Manchester wasn't prepared to take a polytech kid with outstanding.
And put it this way, I've spoke to lecturers in other universities who've validated that, who've said there is a snobbery around coming to Liverpool John Moores.
Yeah.
Or other such unis if they like. They just exist.
Yeah.
And I've had that. I'm not going to give away names because that'd be silly. But that's defo been said. So then I went into industry.
Yeah.
And after a year in industry, I realised, one, this isn't for me, or especially the industry. I was like, nah. I need to be more focused on machine learning, because that's what interests me. Because I was doing more like business intelligence analytics and stuff, and I was like, for those who don't know, that's just like building reports for a company, and so then they can understand. So it's more looking in the past rather than predictive. I was like, nah, that's not for me.
And it was very, from what you said, like samey same.
Same but different every day type thing. Same day, same thing, different day. That's the phrase. So then that's why I applied to do the masters at John Moores. I was like, right, I need to get back in because there's utility in this. And I want to move into a company where I can do more of a
ML role.
Yeah, like prescriptive, like prediction type work.
Yeah.
Did the masters, and then when I got to the end of the masters, I worked with Sandra, my supervisor at the minute, to do my dissertation project.
Yeah, mum.
And then whilst doing that, she was kind of like, this is like what a PhD is, but for like 3 years.
Yeah.
And doing that, I was like, wow, this is good. Why don't I apply for a PhD?
So you got onto the whole enjoyment of research at master's level.
Yeah. A PhD was never something I was aiming for. And then when I was doing it, I was like, and also I enjoyed working with my supervisory team who I worked with at master's level. Like, that was brilliant, working with them. So I was like, look, if I can just continue working with these, for one, I was more just thinking, look, I get paid to stay at uni, brilliant. I'm working with people I want to work with, which is a big thing for me.
And you're really enjoying
and it's exactly what I want to do, in that it's working on this cutting edge stuff, like doing these proper hands-on type of stuff. So then that's when a PhD for me came about. So again, I suppose the moral of the story is, I was never aiming for a PhD, but I'm doing one.
And did anyone ever ask when you're applying for your PhD, why did you get 2 C's and a D?
Oh yeah, no one gave a fuck.
That's what I'm like. Did Sandra, did Ivan, did anyone who you built a relationship with and a trust with academically say, you're really good at this, Ryan, but actually I'm looking back at your chemistry AS and you got a D?
Nah, because I think then it's one of them. It's like when you get to college, do people ask about your fucking year 2 SATs? Or your year 5 SATs?
When you're in sixth form, no, lads.
It's the end of the world.
Or even at undergrad, like if you do a bit of a shit first year, if you get 80% in second year, no one's worrying that you got 42 in first year, and it's like
So it's that's a very, 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 very good point.
Yeah,
is
that to make that clear?
If someone now genuinely so now I'm confident in my ability to do the work.
Yeah,
and like the kind of results since A-level speak for themselves. But if I went to somewhere now and they said to me, we're not hiring you because your A-levels, I wouldn't want to work for you anyway.
Yeah, what a fucking
if you're putting that much emphasis on something that happened when I was
18 16,
I'm now 27, 28 by the time I'll be looking for a job.
That's what it's, you're judging people based on.
It's something 10 years ago. Yeah. It's not worth it. So then when did you want to do a PhD, Sam? Because I know you were, I think, you were like kind of set on it, weren't you?
Yeah, I as I say, I fell through every door because I just didn't think about it much, even up until doing the maths degree. I didn't even know if I liked the maths that much, honestly. I was just doing it because I could do it. I was with my mate. I didn't want to go to work on a building site, so I ended up doing a maths degree. Got a first class degree at the end. And I was one of the top in the year. I wasn't quite top in the year, like barely. I was in like the top 5 in the year. So everyone was like, fucking hell, well done, Sam, you know what I mean? You've done really well.
Smashed it, like,
I don't really come across as an intelligent person either. I'm quite like slow talking and like big and heifer, basically.
Just a big gangly.
Just a big heifer.
Gangly Sasquatch.
Yeah, and like, I was surprised myself. I was like, fucking hell. But I'd done loads of work. Like, unlike A-levels, I knew I was going to get a first.
But it's like what people say. Some like people can have talent, man, but you've got to have the hard work to go
along.
And
at A-levels, I knew I was clever, but at every results date, there'd be this big hope and pray for a good one. At university level, I'd done that much work. I was like, I'm getting a first, you know. Like, I knew I was getting a first, lad. And by the time I was doing my dissertation, I'd got that many top first class marks. I've never, in an exam, except for one, at undergrad level, got a 2-1, and it was in Sandra's module. And the reason why I got it is because I'd already had the first, and it was already sorted.
Just set up. So
and
you just
the last 2 things to get marked was Sandra's machine learning exam and me dissertation. I knew my dissertation was class, and I didn't do any revision because the lads.
Take your foot off the gas.
I was on the beach all of a sudden, lads. I had a first.
Back on that beach, just chilling.
I was like, I don't have to do. And then I got 64.
Well, that's still great. Yeah. It's still a good result. Like.
And I said to Sandra, like, you know, fucking hell, she won't remember. I was like, sorry about, you know what I mean? That was shit. And she was like, you got 64. But I was judging it on every other.
Yeah, but then, as you say, everything changes relatively. Like, so you got 2 C's at A-level, and you go, like, I wasn't asked, and then your whole perspective changes when you go, actually, I can fucking do this.
That's it, lads. And talking about research, I knew I wanted to do it from undergrad. I was put with a supervisor called Evo, and we did a project on ecology. And as you say, I love animals. I've always loved the natural world. And he looked at the red squirrel problem in the UK.
Yeah.
Which is looking at invasive species, using mathematical modelling, predator-prey models they're called. We like model species, and I just loved it, lads. I was obsessed with it. Probably still my favourite project I've ever done. I just loved it, lads. It's probably because it's my first as well. And got a boss mark, and as soon as I did that, when I was doing that process, same as Sandra, Evo said to me, like, you know, would you be interested in applying for a PhD with me on this problem? but rather than doing like a watered down, sanitized dissertation version.
Yeah, like you've got
not
like
got the
a month or
time.
two to get it done.
Yeah,
Type
and we were
thing.
like, we'll really look into the problem in the UK. We'll look at other there's like problems with ticks and airborne ticks in the UK and parasites that he was wanting to look into. And I said, yeah, let's do it. And we applied, and I didn't get it.
But again, that's very much a theme of applying for a PhD.
And I didn't get it, lads. And I applied for about 8, and I didn't get any of them.
Because that's what I mean. That's what really stuck out to me when I met you at Masters. Was that you were like, yeah, you were always home for interviews and applying for PhDs.
Yeah, lad, I just sort of got the bug. I went to University of Liverpool, met different people. But you know what it was, lad? I did love to research, but like, something went off in my head, lad. Like, and I don't know whether it's because of my background or like coming from where I've come from. Like, I obviously didn't have the sporting talent or nothing, but like, I think I just wanted that. I literally to this day, and I come across this problem. I started a PhD, I probably shouldn't say this now. Supervisor, I go like, what the fuck? But like, I don't even know why I'm doing a PhD, by the fact that I just want some sort of like respect in this world, lad, and I want the doctor on my name.
But also, it's
you know
also because you are good at it at the same time.
I'm good at it and I love it.
And you enjoy it.
But like, for me, for you, like, it seemed like you'd done the research and loved it. I really did enjoy the research. I've just told you my love for it. But I was always in the back of my head chasing something, mate.
No, but I think
chasing a title, man.
I think we've all got that in essence, because like, once you get a master's, you're still highly respected in your subject.
But you're just chasing
there's
the
gotta
next
be,
thing. It's always just been the next page in
Yeah.
the book. And I think that's both of us. We get to the end of it and like, what's the next page look like?
Yeah, because then I'm like, well, I've done an undergrad, I've done a master's.
Might as well do the next one.
I may as well complete the book. In terms of what I can study, I may as well get there.
And I was a bit like you. I wasn't as wedded to machine learning as you. I was happy to do modelling.
Yeah.
And I applied for modelling, like using actual calculus model, you know what I mean, ODEs and stuff. Applied for loads. Long story short, I ended up going for the machine learning one. The first machine learning one I went for. I'd done a data science masters, so maybe that prepared me. Because I went for a few modelling ones, and I remember getting questions: why have you done a data science masters if you wanted to do a heavily like calculus PhD?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. Got one with a Belter supervisor at University of Liverpool, Jennifer Down, and she's great. And yeah, that's how I got there, lad. And no one ever asked me why.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you that then.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
So then I think because I think we've rabbited on quite a bit, we covered quite a lot. So to summarise it up, like, yeah, flopping your A levels is one thing, and it seems like the end of the world. But I think the whole point of why we wanted to talk today is that we were both in that position, and
still got where you wanted to go.
Like, just because you didn't get what you wanted at one stage, like, just by flipping it round, I think putting the effort in and like actually attending and doing it. Even Ian said that biggest predictor of performance is attendance. It doesn't mean it has to be the end of your academic journey.
And fucking up at A level, I think prepared us better, because if you fuck up at A, if you make your mistakes at A level, it flips your psyche and you'll start working hard at uni. I seen loads of people who got to uni because they were naturally gifted and had done hardly any work to get there. They were just sort of rolling through. So naturally, probably more intelligent than me and Belly, got A stars without trying. But then, because everything had come so easy, they got to the next level, which is university, and ended up with 2 1s or 2 2s, or failed or dropped out because it had hit them and they'd never failed before. So as soon as the first obstacle come,
and that's the thing, I know people who had that same stumbling block week. Everyone runs into it at some point.
Yeah, man.
But I know people who've had it in the third year of uni or at masters.
Yeah.
So they've just been that naturally clever. They get through, get to masters, and then they have that, oh no,
I'm not enough work.
I've finally got to a point where I can't just skate by on being
bare minimum,
naturally kind of gifted. So yeah, I think the idea of this is, we've kind of, the point has been in there that you can, I think the idea is just don't give up, man. If it's what you want to do, it's what you want to do. This is, I know we're just two people in a very big pond, but I think we're two very kind of separate examples of the same point.
Yeah. For sure, man. That's why we wanted to do it, because we had similar routes once we got to undergrad, and we were like, bet there's loads of people who failed their A-levels and thinking what they would do, man.
Yeah, so these are just two very specific ways you can fuck your A-levels up.
Yeah.
But then once you get there, it's not the end of the world. And if you really want to if you really want to push on, man, there's plenty of ways to do it.
Defo. You can even, as you say, go back to uni years later. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. If you want to get where you're going, you'll get there, man.
Yeah, that's the idea. Enjoy the journey, not the
Don't give
destination.
up, because you'll look back in fucking 50 years and go like, I stopped when I shouldn't have stopped. You know
Just
what I mean?
because I couldn't get over that hurdle.
Because someone had told me I'd failed. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? If that girl wouldn't have come and got you,
Exactly.
you were in that mindset, I'm a fucking loser. You know what I mean?
And I've done
Like,
loads of I've had loads of brilliant opportunities since then,
Yeah, that's
which
it,
I
man.
wouldn't have had probably. But yeah, so I think that's been a good
Yeah,
episode.
man.
I think in there there's some nuggets of good advice.
He certainly is.
I hope you found it interesting either way. As we said, we've got a good series of episodes coming up in the next couple of weeks with a couple of really interesting guests who I think are going to give some very unique perspectives on their research and their journeys around academia, into academia, and all what they're up to at the minute. Some people at the start of the journey, some people at the end.
At the end, man.
So it's going to be, so stick around for them.
Until then.
Oh, we can't finish yet. We've not done the obligatory. Make sure to subscribe if you like watching this. If you liked it, like it. If you didn't like it, you also know where that button is. Use the comment section as well. If you liked it, tell us. And if you don't, use your verbals, man, and give us some shit. Because either way, it does really well for the algorithms and interactions. All the social links are below. Follow us on there. As we say, make sure you subscribe. Bells on. So you know what's coming when it's coming out, and you're alerted to all these very fun guests we're going to be talking to. So, as you were saying, Sam,
Until then.
we'll see you in the next one.
Peace out.
Peace out.